Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next anime review for Anime Month, and also my birthday month, and also today, June 6th, today's my birthday, so happy birthday to me, which I got two reviews. This one, the next one, already will be coming afterwards, which in the next video will be a change of shirt because, going out for birthday, so that's why the next video, there'll be a change of shirt here, but and I'll be doing a separate video what I got for my birthday as well. So, but for my birthday, I wanted to talk about, which I've already talked about this anime, which I want to get the full review of this anime because you already know, I already did my reviews of all the episodes I already did a video what I want to expect in the next season, which I'll talk about again though. But for now, I want to get a full review of Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, the sequel to Inuyasha, and I already said how much I really enjoyed the series. It was my favorite of 2020 until a few couple months ago. So, but it's 2020 when it started, so that's why I say it was my favorite of the year 2020. And I love Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, which I already got to just show really quick. I mean, you can see it there, but dude, can't see it with the lighting there. But there's the poster right there. I really enjoyed Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. There, get a closer look there. Sorry if I apologize to the lighting though, because I have no light in here though. But well, it's daytime, that's why. So, but I love Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. I thought it was a really great sequel, which I already said about why I reviewed Inuyasha a while back. I was wondering, I was like, what was it like afterwards when Kagome decided to live permanently in the feudal era to be with Inuyasha, and so then up until later in mid 2020, I got my answer. So. Yeah, so it was a continuation, so which I was really happy about. The story of Yashahime focuses on their main leads. Well, first of all, primarily Toa, who is the daughter of Lord Sesshomaru and Rin, along with her wanting to find her dreams, to give the dreams back to her twin sister Setsuna, because Toa, she's the oldest twin, Setsuna's the younger. And who has no memory of her sister at all, because since her dreams were taken away by the dream butterfly. And also, while that they're also joined by Kagome and Inuyasha's daughter, Moroha, who also has no memories of her parents. And I really enjoyed it. And for what it was, I really enjoyed it. Like for story, I enjoyed. The animation, I did enjoy too as well. And the characters I really love, especially our three characters here, which I also reminded me. I also have it here. This is just to point out. Oh shit! Yeah, that's a stupid thing. Cheap thing though, but it makes a good stand-in though. There you go. That's like to show I have the little stand-up character of Moroha. Set her right there. So, but I like the design of our characters. I like how Toa, her look was, the short white hair, and how we're wearing more of a boy's outfit, like what Sota, because Sota, Kagome's younger brother, adopts her into his family, and he's asking, why are you wear boys' clothing? It's an all-girls school she goes to. Because she's always getting into fights and saying that she's saying it's easier to fight in. And I like Setsuna's look because she's now joined by into the Demon Slayers, led by Kohaku now, who's now taken over as leader of the Demon Slayers since Sango Kohaku is, Sanga's younger brother, who was once controlled by Noraku. He's now in charge of the Demon Slayers now, joined but with his young nephew, Hisui. Sanga and Moroku's son, his youngest son. So she joins the Demon Slayers, and Moroha, she works as a bounty hunter. Since she's been owed some debts to pay off the debt, so that's why she's by this corpse dealer by the name of Jubei, who's gives them information what's their next bounty is. How much would it be? So Moroha we've been working and to pay off the debt. If we learn in the episode, thanks to Yoaragi, who trained her as her student. So yeah, and how it goes, with Kagome. I show the story of your primary villain, Lord Kirimaru, who was a rival for Toga, Sesshomaru and Inuyasha's father, the great dog demon. Lord Kirimaru was a rival for him, and which I thought was an interesting character for Lord Kirimaru, because he's a villain though, but he's a villain that has honor. Like when, which I mentioned before, keeping in canon with the opening of the third movie, where when Toga died protecting his human wife, Inuyasha's mother, Aizari, I butchered her name though, but Inuyasha's mother, by the time he was born, and Kirimaru wanted, since he was badly injured, he wanted to fight him with when he's up to his full potential. He doesn't want to fight him when he's badly injured or sick or anything, right? So he sent Riku, his puppet, to give him some medicinal herbs, to heal him, right? Because he wants to fight him at his best. So he has honor and dignity, which made Kirimaru a very interesting villain compared to Noraku, who was a very evil demon, well, half demon, because he was half demon though, but who wanted to create nothing but misery, despair, and destruction for everybody who around him, right? But Kirimaru was not like that. He's a guy who has honor, which that made him interesting. And with Toa Toa's been living in when they were little, but 4 years old. These have it, which they didn't know. They've embedded with the gold and silver rainbow pearls, thanks to their father, Lord Sesshomaru. But during a forest fire, because they've been separated, they made him live this part of the forest. Jock is watching over them, right? And Sesshomaru, because of Lord Kirimaru. That's why they've been living on their own, though. That's why. But they lived on their own in the forest until one day this forest fire happens. They get separated, and thanks to Toa's silver pearl, she gets teleported back into the future, where she met Kagome's younger brother, Sota, which he raised her into his family 10 years later. And she was constantly getting into fights with these bullies, until one day the same group holds her family hostage. Well, her grandmother, Kagome's mother, and her grandfather, which now you can say Toa's great grandfather, and her little sister Mei, Sota's daughter, which he treats her as a little sister as well. And until one day when, back in the feudal era, when Moroha Setsuna ended up getting transported into the future, into the modern era, along with Mistress Three Eyes, but it's the same with Mistress Centipede, right? And so Toa recognizes her, but Setsu doesn't. Since she has no memories of her, thanks to the Dream Butterfly. And when Toa's sword breaks, but she gets her demonic energy, makes into like a demonic blade, right? Sort of kind of like a lightsaber, basically, a version of a lightsaber. So now so then they want to go back to the feudal era to find Setsuno's dreams, right? And of course you get, like I said, Moroha is my favorite. Although I love Toa and I love Setsuna, but Moroha has always been my favorite. Because she has that same kind of. She does kind of like the same. She definitely has the same personality as her father, Inuyasha. The arrogant personality, short fuse, right, and which that kind of made it funny. Of course, she's almost like dressed like Inuyasha, wearing all red and the robe of the fire rat, right? And of course, I didn't point out earlier the red ribbon that she wears right here resembles dog ears because that's what she is. She is part dog demon, quarter demon though, but still, she still has that heritage of hers. So that's why I had mentioned it before. Her red ribbon, it resembles the dog ears. And she still has to possess spiritual power like her mother Kagome, thanks to her being the reincarnation of Kikyo. But from her mother, she still has the heavenly arrow barrage. She does sacred arrows. But I always like more. I always like her look of it, and Toa as well as Setsuna. And thanks to the power of the root head, which that was a thing in the first episode, Inuyasha since then, where Inuyasha, Moroku Sango, Kagome dealing with this root head that was put in dormant thanks to Kikyo, Sacred Arrow. But it was become part of the Tree of Ages. So you use that, which you get like a funny moments where when Moroha goes in the monitor goes to spending on Sota's credit card, which that was a funny moment. And before they leave, Sota shows pictures of his older sister Kagome to Toa. And Awake also accepts Papa Sota as her dad. She calls her dad. Although that was a nitpick I didn't even mention before. Sota shows Toa the pictures of Kagome, right? But I didn't mention this before. Why didn't he show Moroha the pictures of her mother? Since she's Kagome's daughter, why didn't he show her the pictures to see what her mother was like? Her mother was like Kagome. That one I didn't get. She showed Toa the pictures of Kagome, and there was even a picture of Inuyasha in there. So why didn't he show Moroha those pictures to see what her parents look like? Because even Kagome's mother, when she make sure give Kagome say that everything's alright, and she's like, yeah, sure, even though I don't know her. But why didn't Sota show Moroha the picture since that was her parents? That was nitpicky. I didn't get that part though, but still. As they go back, they find the Tree of Ages, which the Tree of Ages manifests itself as Kikyo, telling them that they need to defeat this guy, Lord Kirimaru, which originally Sesshomaru was supposed to do that, but he refused. But they all refused to do that as well. But they defeat Roodhead, but now they're stuck there since Roodhead was their connection to the gateway. And ever since then, they've been going on this series of adventures, defeating demons and encountering the 4 perils that works for Kirimaru. But especially with Moroha, since she already got the red rainbow pearl from one of them named Tokotsu, and when she used her powers to defeat the son of Tokotsu, which became her father, known as Beniyasha. Iron Reaver, Soul Stealer, Blades of Blood. Even her eye color went to like Inuyasha's eye color, which that was cool. But do that in which the ruse that was given from Kagome, which was a keepsake from Inuyasha's mother. It contains like the blood of her grandfather Toga, which was cool as well. And the other 4 perils, like you get Kyuki, who which I like her design. I like her design as well. Wings, little wings, and sort of the purple hair and all this stuff. I liked her design, Kyuki, which she attempted to betray Kirimaru though, but that didn't happen. She was killed off. Although there was one that she got killed off pretty early. They were building her a little bit up, but in her attempts to betray Kirimaru, but she gets killed off early because of Riku took her pearl away from her and then used his little flick of his earring to melt her away. And then you got my favorite, Konton, which I've mentioned before. Konton, which he was my favorite of the 4 perils. Some people may think he's not, but to me, I love Konton. Especially he views things as distasteful. like the first introduction to Konton, that he destroyed this whole fortress to improve the view of this one tree. Do you see that tree? Historical yet distasteful menial flies. Be gone from here. And he destroyed the fort. He's like, yes, this improves the view. Yeah, how dare you, distasteful. I love Konton. I liked his design. So I said it before. I loved Konton. You know, it's too bad that he was killed later on, though. Although I kind of wonder if there's gonna be a second season, you could at least have. I think you could have not killed all the 4 perils off. At least have one of them survive until the next season, though. But that's not the case, though. If I would have kept Konton alive, and because you could at least have one of the 4 perils survive right until the next season. But that, of course, that would never happen since they all are dead, though. But I loved Konton, though. Distasteful. And then you have the 4th one, Totetsu, who is basically when he sucks everything in, kind of like the wind tunnel, like Moroku's wind tunnel, which that was the episode 13, where Moroku, he's doing this 1,000-day training to achieve some sort of power, since he no longer had the wind tunnel because he felt powerless afterwards. Like I said, I've explained all the details in all the episodes, so you can go back to those. So I don't want to go on and make it the whole detail of each thing that happens. So, like with Hisui, he had a little bit of confrontation with his father, because he thinks he's acting like a coward and all that. But you can go back to like I said, you can go to my playlist. I did a playlist of me reviewing all the episodes, so you can go check them all out. I review a little more details about them, though, so I don't need to go through all the details of what happens on everything, so otherwise it'd take me forever, though. But just go to my playlist and go whatever episode that I reviewed, so because I reviewed all of them. But Totetsu, he carries the orange, silver, rainbow, pearl, and he was eating like various monks, like I said, and he had Lady Zero, who was Kirimaru's older sister, which she was a little bit, well, the things that the Kirimaru does, basically she didn't like it, though, but she wanted to deal with the half demons herself for him, though. But until at the end of the series, it's been ungrateful. That's why she at the end she cut ties with them, saying that we're no longer brother and sister, we're just strangers now. Especially when she was upset that when Lord Sesshomaru, when she died, Sesshomaru brought her back with the Tenseiga, and she got mad about that, and then she broke the Tenseiga. Which, that was a surprise to me. Surprise for me, when she broke the Tenseiga. I was like, oh wow, she broke the Tenseiga. And then until after when Konton was killed, and then until finally Shomaru comes in when Lord Kirimaru was battling our trio. So the first time the twins meet their father for the first time. And it showed how Sesshomaru and Kirimaru are very powerful when they fight against each other, because every time when their blades clash, something happens, like thunder or a tidal wave or earthquake, whatever, the ground splits. Every time when their blades clash, something happens. It shows how powerful these two are when they fight each other. And then towards the end, when Setsuna was losing her control, her letting her demon blood take over, and you get an episode where you brought back a couple of other original characters from the series, like Shiori, which that was one I wanted. I'm glad that they brought back Shiori from Inuyasha. That when she was a half demon bat, she was ostracized because her mother was human, and that was the demon bat, right? And she had the ability to create the barriers, all that, and yeah, it was cool. They brought back Shiori as an adult, and she was taking care of all these half demon children in a hidden village. So Setsuna was raised a little bit there from time as well, until she eventually joined the Demon Slayers. And the relationship between our three trio, especially with Toa, trying to be a big sister to Setsuna, even though Setsuna, she's kind of being like a little bit of the coldness thing, like what Sesshomaru was. But and even though there was a good point where she did crack a joke and smile a bit for to what, like in the episode at the end with Shiori, she made a joke with Toa. And she was like laughing. Oh, okay, so she's not all cold and distant like she plays on, right? So hey, she cracked a joke and laughed, right? And Toa, she's trying to do what she can to get her sister's dreams back from the dream butterfly, and the point where she becomes human due to the new moon, which her hair grows out a little bit and black like Inuyasha was. And the relationship that Toa starts begin developing with Riku, especially when Riku shows he's a badass, fight against he can hold on his own, like when he fought with Totetsu. He shows he can hold on his own, and like say how he didn't understand what love is because he's a puppy, he doesn't know anything about love or other emotions, right? And same with Toa, she doesn't know what love is, but she knows that she likes Riku. So that's one thing. I wonder how their relationship goes into the next season. And so the characters I enjoyed. The Japanese voice dub when I first came out I was watching, they did a good job as well. As for the English dub, most of the original cast members from the original anime series of Inuyasha came back. Like Richard Ian Cox's Inuyasha was good. I forgot her name was. She later voiced Kagome in the Final Act series. She voiced Kagome in the Final Act series up until this point here. She did good job as well as voicing Kagome. Sadly, Kirby Morrow, who voiced Moroku, I did a little tribute video to him. Rest in peace, Kirby Morrow, who voiced Moroku. Sadly, he passed away last year. So he was only to voice Moroku only in the first episode, sadly. Sadly, got this other guy who will later replace him as Moroku. I mean, he was fine, but sadly, though, it's hard to accept the fact that it was always been Kirby Morrow as Moroku. It's gonna take some getting used to this new guy who voices Moroku. As I mentioned before, I think this guy has done voice work on a lot of other projects, though. But especially one that caught my eye, that this guy who voices now Moroku, he's like the voice of the Mr. Conductor from Dinosaur Train. I'm like, really? Because I know he's voiced other characters in other anime series. I know he's, but one that really caught my eye was Dinosaur Train. He voiced the Mr. Conductor, when our dinosaur character is always going on the train, there was Mr. Conductor there. Yeah. I'm like, really? Jeez. But the guy who now replaced Moroku, he was fine, but it was just Kirby Morrow was just sad that he passed away before doing the rest of the lines of voicing Moroku in the series, sadly, though. But yeah, at least he did it one last time for the first episode. And, what was it, Kelly Sheridan, who voices Sango, comes back. I think it was, yeah, I know her last name was Sheridan, I think, was it Kelly? Her first name was Kelly, I forget, but she does good as, once again, voicing as Sango. So that was good. The one who voiced Kagome's mother for the bit was what comes back. Same with the voice of Miyoga the Flea. That was cool that he came back. Of course, Kohaku is older, so it's obviously a different voice. Who voiced Lady Kaede. Kaede, who comes back, the voice of Kaede comes back. That was nice. The voice of Sesshomaru as well. Even towards the end, the same voice of Todosai. Todosai, who was the blacksmith who created the Tenseiga and Tenseiga, right? Even the voice of him, for the very little dialogue he had towards the end of the series, even he came back, which was nice. Or even the voice of Kikyo, where the Tree of Ages was manifesting itself, is still the same voice of Kikyo, which that was nice. But sorry, the ones who didn't come back, well, the voice of Jokin, Sesshomaru, who's always kissing up to Sesshomaru, that's not the same voice of Jokin. Or Kagome's grandfather, that's not the same voice, sadly, either, though. But even though there was Kagome's grandfather, there was still a funny moment where Kagome's grandfather gives like this webbed foot to Kagome, like referenced in the first episode, where she gave that face and then just didn't like it, just gave it to the cat Buyo. Well, he gave the same thing to Moroha, right? And she gave the exact same face, but instead of hating it, she loved it. It's like, oh, this is wonderful and all that. And Kagome's grandfather, we say Moroha's great-grandfather, say, oh, you appreciate its value. Kagome gave birth to a truly wonderful daughter. Thank you, Kagome. That was funny though. So that was a really good reference for the first episode though. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to go through all of it though. But like I said, you can check it back on all my playlist on each episode, so you can check that out. And that's for going to the finale. You know, it ended with a banger. Sad, but ended with a banger as well. Because when our trio finally fights Lord Kinemaro, you know, because at first he said he was holding back, see how they would do, but now he goes full out on them, killing Setsuna. And when she was dying, and Setsuna's arms, right, Toa's arms, saying that finally calling her sis. I'm just gonna take a nap. So finally she was finally able to sleep, but in death though. But if I was nice that she finally called her sis, and then Toa gets pissed. She transforms in her demon form, longer hair, fangs, and the crescent moon on her. You know, it's like, how dare you kill my Setsuna? And then Moroha, now in full control of her demon blood, as Inuyasha, she's now in full control of it, and it was easily the best fight of the series. And it was well animated during this whole fight. It was very well animated, and in Kinemaro, he was appreciating that he hadn't had a challenge like this in a long time since the Great Dog Demon. Like I said, he is a demon that's also has honor. So he does appreciate it. But despite giving all they got, though, at the end they still lose, and Kinemaro gets away. So despite all that effort, they still lost. And then with Sesshomaru giving Toa the broken Tenseiga now, since Toa is able to manifest a demon blade from her sword, she can do the same thing with the Tenseiga now, since that's why Sesshomaru was able to gave it to her. Pardon me. So, and also they mentioned the heavenly sword as well, since at the end Totosai was mentioned to Jokken about the heavenly sword. So, like in the promo poster for the second season, where it shows Toa holding this sword, that's like, I think that's what the heavenly sword is. I think it was. And Setsuna, she's not gonna stay dead. She's gonna be brought back to life, probably by Toa with the broken Tenseiga. So she's not, even though, yeah, it was sad. It was a very sad moment at the end of this, but Setsuna, she's gonna come back. She's gonna be brought back to life. So I'm not worried about that though. But the end, how it happened, it was sad. And I already mentioned what I want to expect. You can check my like I said, my playlist. Go to my video. What do I want to expect in the second season? I already mentioned that, so you can check that video out. But yeah, Yashahime, I really love the series. I loved it. The characters I enjoyed, especially I loved Moroha. See, there it goes again. Steve thing, you know, we keep on, you know, won't stay in there very long. Gotta hold it like this. I'll just hold it like this then. I loved Moroha. I liked her design, her look of the character, you know, because, you know, she has the same personality as her dad does, you know, the same ignorant personality. But I loved Moroha. Always my favorite of the trio. Toa, I love Toa. I love Setsuna. You know, people give people crap about Toa because of how the way she does things. I mean, being naive, because, well, the thing is though, she was raised in the modern era, nothing what is happening in the feudal era where she was originally from, but, you know, with Setsuna was keep on telling her, don't keep dragging that era with you, you know, otherwise, because it's either killed or be killed out here, you know, in this time and age. And of course, people probably give her crap where she gave the silver pearl to Riku. I know a lot of people did not like that though, but I give leniency on Toa because people give so much crap about her. But I mean, I don't know why. It's because how the way she was raised in the modern era, and that's why she has no idea how the way demons work or how the feudal era works. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think. So I give leniency on Toa. And Setsuna I enjoyed, and Kinemaro, he was a very interesting villain. Like how he said he's an honorable demon, and even the more where after when Toga, when they destroyed that grim comet, then afterwards he's just lying there sleeping like a child. You know? So he was an interesting villain. Like I said, the Four Perils I enjoyed. Well, Tokotsu, the first one they defeated, there wasn't much development on him, though, sadly, though. But I like Kyuki, I like Totetsu, but Konton I really did enjoy. I loved Konton. I wish he... You didn't have to kill off all the Four Perils. You could have to wait until I have one of them live for the second season, though. But that's just me, in my opinion. But you know, I liked Konton. I like his design. I like how he was. He was a very shady, sneaky a-hole. He was. You know, especially when the scene with Yararagi when he killed the rats. Like, rats are such useless creatures. I didn't need to kill them, but just as well as I did. And then when he broke the key and. And it's like, until next time, half demons. I loved Konton, you know, so he was ever one of my favorite characters of the series. Yeah, but Yashahime Princess Half Demon, like I said, everything I mentioned, you go back on my channel, on my playlist of what I thought, other stuff from the episodes and other things as well, so. But my overall review of this series, I loved. I love Yashahime Princess Half Demon. I'm really looking forward to the second season. Hopefully we'll get a trailer maybe sometime, maybe July and August. Hopefully we'll get it soon. But I'm looking forward for the second season though, and I'm glad that it's coming out in this October like the first season was. So it's not, so we don't have to wait another year or so. I'm glad it's coming out this fall now. So we don't have to wait that long. I'm really excited to see it. So yeah. So Yashahime Princess Half Demon, I love the characters. I love Moroha, Toa, Setsuna. Like I said, Konton I enjoyed. Of the Four Perils, he's also my favorite. The return of original characters of Kagome, Inuyasha, and this thing is when people are probably looking forward to seeing when is Moroha gonna finally meet her parents, or where have they been after being sealed away by Sesshomaru and the Black Pearl, because that's the Black Pearl that leads to the tomb of Sesshomaru and Inuyasha's father. So where have they been after all that time? We'll have to wait and see on that. We'll get... Like I said, this is all I put in my what to expect in the second season video, so hopefully a lot of our answers will be answered. And like I said, where's Shippo? Where's all of the stuff, all the questions we were asking for about Rin and who's still in the Tree of Ages. So, and I wanted to see that the twins finally meet their mother as well, so... Yeah, but I love Yashahime Princess Half Demon. So this is my full review of it. I reviewed all the episodes, like I said. You can check out my playlist. But this is the full review of it, so... Yeah, but Yashahime Princess Half Demon, I love. I definitely give it thumbs up. I love it. Yeah, despite a few nitpicks here and there of the series, though, but I still love the show. I'm looking forward to the second season, so... Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we'll see. That's one thing I would love to see how when Moroha meets her parents for the first time, after when they gave her away for her safety, you know. Yeah, but that's my review for Yashahime Princess Half Demon, and we especially end a big banger like that for the finale. Hopefully, the intro music, the ending song as well, everything will be very good, you know. So hopefully, but we'll wait and see though. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next review for my birthday, anime month of my birthday later.